Hello everyone, welcome and welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'm going to learn how to make this beautiful Basque waistline blouse. Just like you can see, it is a Bustier blouse with puff sleeves. If this sounds like something you're interested in, keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe. With that being said, let's get on with the tutorial. The first thing we'll begin with is to draft the patterns for the making of this blouse. I have my pattern paper right here and I'll proceed to mark half an inch away from this top region, which is going to serve as my starting line or shoulder line. From the shoulder line, I'll place my measuring tape this way and mark the chest length measurement, which is 8.5 inches, breast length of 10 inches, under bust of 13 inches, and then waist of 16.5 inches. From the waistline, I came down by 5 inches, and this is to create the Basque effect. I will take the marked measurements at this other side and then connect them together to give me the lines respectively. The lines created are the shoulder line, chest length, breast length, under bust, waist, and also full length. At the shoulder line, I divide the actual shoulder measurement by 2 and this gave me 7.5 inches. I'll mark this at this point and then come down by 1 inch. At the chest line, I'm also going to retake the shoulder measurement and then connect it all the way upwards with a straight line. I'll stop right at the 1 inch I came down by. This 1 inch is for shoulder slope. I'll measure what I have at this point here and then divide this into 2. I'll mark the middle point and then come in by half an inch. At the chest line, I'm going to mark the bust measurement divided by 4 at this point. Then I'm going to connect these 3 points together using my curve rule as seen. I quickly want to apologize at the fact that my biro is not really doing justice. So please just bear with me, listen, and then the important part, I'm going to highlight it using my marker. I'll proceed to mark the neckline measurement, although we will not be needing this. So for the neck width, I'm marking 3 inches and then the neck depth to also 3 inches. I'll connect from the tip of the neckline all the way to the shoulder slants. At the breast line measurement, I'm going to divide my client nipple to nipple measurement by 2 and this gives me 3.5. I'll mark this at the breast length all the way to the waist and then connect together using my straight rule. Then I'll divide what I have at this shoulder line like this into 2 using my measuring tape, mark it at this point and then connect it all the way to the breast length. I came out at this side at the under bust and waist by 1 inch. Towards the side facing me, I came in by half an inch at the under bust and also at the waistline. Then at the breast length, I came down by half an inch and I'll be using my curve rule to connect these points all together just like you can see. Having drawn all these lines, the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to mark out where I want this top to begin from because this is an off-shoulder top. So my client wants it to be at 6 inches. So I'll just go ahead to come down by 6 inches, take this measurement all through and then connect together with my straight rule. At this point here, where I have my new line drawn, from the shoulder line that we have drawn, shoulder dart line, I just came in by half an inch and then towards the other side by 0.75. With this marked out, I'll go ahead to use my ruler to connect curves all the way to the breast line. Having drawn my lines, I'll connect these points like this. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to measure the dart that I have at the chest line. Now I have it to be about 0.5, so I just made an extension of 0.5 and then measure what I have right here and I have it to be about 1.25. I'll just be creating an extension right here and then replacing the dart that I've taken here on the other side. I'll draw out my new armhole right here and connect this line together as seen. At this point, you can do whichever type of neckline you want. For me, I want a sweetheart neckline. So I'll be coming down at this point by 1 inch and then placing my ruler this way to connect it to this other side just as you can see. I proceeded to mark out these regions because we don't need them and we're going to be cutting it out. Now the next thing to do is to take all our body measurements and then add sewing allowance to this. So at the chest line, I just made an extension of 1.5 inches. This 1.5 inches is for my sewing and also allowance. While at the waistline, I divided my actual waist measurement by 4 and took the dart that I have in between. I replaced the dart and also added 1.5 inches too. So after marking it, I'll just go ahead to connect these points together. Then connect the armhole region too. For this bustier, I would like to take a side dart because side darts I noticed make bustiers more beautiful. So guys, from the breast length, I just came in by 1.5 inches, which is my sewing allowance, and from that point, I came down by 1.5 inches, which is different between our front and back half length measurement. So I'll be connecting this way all the way to the nipple region like this. I will shade this region, and that will be all for the side darts. Let's work on the back's effect. For this, I'm going to be closing up the dart that I have at the under bust and also at the waistline. So can you see the way I'm pinching this pattern paper like this? I'll just go ahead to align it to the other one at the side, just like you can see me doing. And I'll be using my masking tape to hold this down. Once this is done, I'll just go ahead to use my straight tool to connect a line from the waist all the way to the 5 inches that we came down by. So that'll be all for the drafting of this front blouse. Now I'm just going to cut everything together. Kindly watch how I go about this. For the side that I'll just cut it through at the breast length line, and then I'm going to cover it like this. That slant line we created, I will place it like this and use my masking tape to just hold it down, as you can see me doing. And with that, we are done drafting and cutting the front. Let's work on the back. Bringing my pattern paper, the first thing I went ahead to do is to mark half an inch away from this top region, which is going to serve as my shoulder or starting line. Then I just marked 1.5 inches at this point here, which is for zipper allowance. Bringing the front pattern, I'll just go ahead to align it together at this chest region and then just measure what I have. So I have it to be 7 inches. Now I'll be replacing that on the back pattern away from the zipper allowance, and then I'll just go ahead to trim the armhole a bit and then place it like this and then recurve it. My height I took subtracted 6 inches. So I still maintain at 6 inches and then I came down by the half length. But this time the half length is not going to be 16.5 but it's going to be 15 inches because of the side dart of 1.5 that we took earlier. Having connected my lines, I confirmed what I earlier marked, and I'll be bringing the front piece and then just aligning it, confirming the half length and also like how wide the waist and the bust should be. So I just marked it at this point and then I'll just be measuring to confirm, and I'm okay with what I have, so I'll just connect it together as seen. I'll highlight the waist and that'll be all for drafting the back. Let's go ahead to cut this out. So guys, we have our front and also back patterns ready. Let's go ahead to transfer all of these on fabric. So guys, for this blouse we'll be changing the following materials. So I have Ankara of 2 yards, lining of about 1 yard, wording, you'll be needing this to pad it because this is a bustier. I have my paper stay, my zipper, my elastic, my thread, my bias. So guys, I'll be making use of all of these to make this blouse. So guys, for the front piece, this is what I have it looking like. I gave half an inch stitching allowance all through. I had my paper stay and also my wording, so this is what the lining is looking like. And then for the sides too, I also added half an inch allowance everywhere except at the side where I do not add any stitching allowance. I've gone ahead to iron my paper stay wording, and I've also cut it out on my lining too. So guys, what we're going to do now is to bring them and align them like this, under bust facing, like you should notch the under bust, very important. Now you notch it and then you pin it at that point, and then from there you pin it all the way down. So guys, that is how we're going to sew it. So from the bottom we're going to sew it all the way to the top, just as you can see my hand demonstrating. I also repeat the same process for the other side, and I'll do the same thing for the lining too. So guys, having joined it, this is what I have it looking like. I've also ironed, opened all the seams, and then turning this to the right side. Can you see how beautiful that this is standing right now? So nice. Now the next now go ahead to do is to take in between what I have for the nipple to nipple measurement at the waist and also at the uppermost area. This is just to get the midpoint of this blouse so that we can be able to place that bias effect. So having gotten the midpoint, I will connect all of them together using my straight wool, and then I'm also going to, this is where I'm going to like stitch on it. So I'm stitching on the both sides of the bias. I also place them too at the points where we joined it, that's at the bustier region. I also place my bias there. Guys, I forgot to add that when you're ironing your bustier, make use of your tailor's ham to give you this round shape. So I've gone ahead to stitch on my stitch my bias, and I still have I'm still maintaining this shape. So when you're stitching on it, be very, very careful. Make sure not to make it flat. Okay, it should still assume the shape. So now that'll be all for this part. Now just go ahead to set this aside and then work on the back piece. Right here I have my back piece, and I've given half an inch at the top and at the bottom. So guys, I've also cut out lining pieces also. Now bringing my front piece, I'll be aligning the fabric right sides facing each other just like you can see, and I'm going to shape it with the 1.5 inch that we gave for stitching allowance. I'll repeat the same process for the back pieces also. Having joined the both sides together, this is what I have and this is what it's looking like at the other side. Now bringing my lining to also, I've also gone ahead to join it just like this. Now I'll be placing them, like aligning them together, the middle of the line to the middle of the fabric, and then I'll be pinning it all through. Having pinned everything in place, I'll be bringing my hemming gum and I'll be using this to stitch on the neckline and also at the hem also. This is just so that when we are ironing, we don't have the lining coming out in any way. Now I want you guys to take note that when you are joining yours, do make sure to take half an inch away from the lining. I didn't take mine, but when you are doing yours, take half an inch away from the lining before you go ahead to close the lower parts. Having joined all these points together, this is what I have it looking like. Can you see the hemming gum? I will just go ahead to turn all of this over to the right side, and I'm going to iron this out very well. So guys, this is it. I've ironed it. Can you see how nice this is looking like? So I ironed it in a way that the lining is not going to show at the at this side. So this is what it's looking like at the back, also very neat. Now the next one I'm just going to go ahead to do is to measure out my zipper allowance area and then fix my zipper. Before fixing, I'll close up the open area and also weave for neatness. Having fixed my zipper, this is what I have it looking like, very nice. Now at the chest line region, in order to avoid gaping, I took 2.5 inches at the both sides and I just curved it and sloped it into the armhole. I'm so sorry that I wasn't able to capture that part. Placing my measuring tape at the under bust region, I'm just determining how the width of the elastic / length of the elastic, and this is going to be 6 inches. Now guys, I've opened my blouse this way just to measure the armhole. Now I place my measuring tape like I got 4 and then times 2 is 8 inches. Right here I have this piece of fabric folded in 2 and I need 2 pieces for the both sleeves. So I'll just go ahead to place them equally on each other, and the first thing I'm going to do, know the sleeve length that you'll be working with and add 3 inches to this. Now 1.5 is for the elastic casing at the top and the other 1.5 is for elastic at the bottom. So I'll just go ahead to connect it together like this, and then remember that I have mine, I left 6 inches and I just multiplied that by 4 and I have 24 inches. So divided by 2, I have it with 12 inches. So the width is actually 12 inches. I marked the 4 inches that I took earlier, and then I gave half an inch also for joining allowance. So guys, I'll just go ahead to fold it at this top region, also fold it at this bottom region, and that'll be all for cutting the sleeve. To make things easier when folding the elastic casing, do make sure to use your iron to press out that 1.5 inches like flat down, and then your sewing machine to be easy for you to know where you're sewing because of the crease line. So having joined it, this is my channel is looking like, and I have this piece of elastic right here which I'm going to pass through for both the round sleeve measurement, and also since I left 6 inches, I have about 12, but I'm measuring out 10 or 9 inches so that it's going to fit the client properly. So I'll go ahead to use my safety pin to pass the elastic through. Having passed my elastic through, this is what I have it looking like. Now the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to measure out the armhole. So I have it to be 4 inches on my main bodice, and that is what the same time I'm going to interpret on this sleeve right here. So I'll be shaping it down so that I have 8 inches for the armhole, and I'm not going to close it all the way down, also weave it. Having done all of that to my sleeve, this is what I have it looking like, very neat and nice. Now the next thing I'll go ahead to do is to turn this all the way to the right side, and then right sides facing each other, I'm going to pin it at the middle points and also at the edges, and I'm going to simply sew it all around. After sewing, I'm going to weave it. So guys, having joined the sleeves and weaved it, this is what I have it looking like. And with that, we have come to the end of this tutorial. If you found it helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, comment and also subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching this far, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!